Hello, and welcome to the premiere edition, the very first edition of the thought-provoking show. I'm going to dive right into one of the more controversial subjects of our time, and that is creationism versus evolution. In the coming weeks, not particularly in this show, but in the coming weeks, I'm going to cover intelligent design's background and the differences between the two other concepts. Yes, the two others are different from intelligent design. Now I know some like to put intelligent design and creationism together, but intelligent design does not, I repeat, does not replace creationism, as we shall see. Now, back to what I want to discuss in this program. There was a hypothesis proposed by a well-known evolutionary proponent who often is used to debate creationism. In his book A Wonderful Life, he says, "No finale can be specified at the start. None would ever occur a second time in the same way, because any pathway proceeds through thousands of improbable stages." Now what does that exactly mean in plain English? Well, what he's saying is there's a lot of variables in evolution. So many variables that it'd be impossible for animals with different origins to produce the same systems or identical systems. However, this has been proven wrong. There was some research done in 1999 by the National Institutes of Health. They were evolutionary scientists, they weren't ID scientists, and they were very much surprised when they found two bacteria that did not share a common origin and found that their systems were identical. Of course, if you believe in creationism, this should be a common thing. It's the mark of a designer, not the mark of naturalism. So the metaphor of replaying life's tape has essentially been disproven. Now, I would suggest to any ID scientist out there, or maybe one's thinking of being an ID scientist or creation scientist, to actually explore further about these systems of different animals and see if they can find any similarities. That would be a pretty cool observational science project. Now I'm going to switch gears from inner space to outer space. Oh, I just love outer space. When it comes to space exploration, I just love it. There are many things in outer space that we have discovered, but there are so many more things out there that we just don't know about. During 2005, there was a spacecraft called Cassini that was exploring one of Saturn's moons. And what they found was shocking to them, because, of course, when they put these spacecrafts out there, they're trying to prove evolution, not creationism. But anyway, the Cassini spacecraft found that one of Saturn's moons was active, was giving off heat. Now, what significance is that to us? Well, essentially, the moon is showing to be young rather than billions of years old. According to the evolutionist model, they are correct. If this was a very old moon, it should have frozen out a long time ago. That's really a correct hypothesis in that. However, if it's young, it's going to be active. So the moon is showing itself to be active, proving creationism to be right. Now, moving on very quickly, because I don't have much time here, we're going to move on fairly quickly to the Hubble Space Telescope. Now, what does Hubble have to do with creationism? Well, it finds things that actually proved creationism, just like the Cassini spacecraft. Back in 1995, the Hubble was programmed to leave its shutter open for 11 days in the part of space where basically they saw nothing. So this was like a very deep exploration of space through that telescope. After the 11 days was over with, they found something very startling. They found more mature galaxies. Now I'm going to tell you something that a lot of evolutionists would like to explain this discovery don't tell you. In the evolutionist model, and they are correct in this assumption, that if the universe is old, the further you look out into space, the younger the galaxies should look. Not the more mature, the younger. This is something they don't tell you about this discovery. Well, the deep space discovery of the Hubble in 1995 showed mature galaxies, not young galaxies, and very many of them, in fact. So again, they can tell you that. They're going to be excited about that discovery. Yeah, they're going to say, oh, boy, that really, what a universe that we have. Boy, all that billions of years, and it shows all that. Well, not necessarily that exciting as far as proving evolution, but very exciting, about the discovery. Some might think that the James Webb, the new telescope that's supposed to replace Hubble in the next 5 years, is going to, reveal even more, which is probably true. It might. But then again, it just might reveal more mature states very, very deep into space. Wouldn't that be fascinating? Yes, the evolutionists will be excited about it, but they won't tell you that those galaxies should not be there. Alright, this has been a fun segment. I kind of briefly went over a lot of things pretty quickly, but I don't have a lot of time in this segment, but I'm sure I'm going to get pretty interesting responses from those militant atheists out there. They always have colorful comments. I've noticed that with other videos about creationism. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.